You're taking the plunge. You're gonna spend thousands going green, getting yourself off the grid and protecting your family against rising energy costs. And you do some research, you look at different companies and you find one, they've got a competitive quote, and more importantly, they can install your system within a few weeks. For this customer, the story didn't end there.
We sort of realised that the guys who installed our panels.
A year later, he's doing it all again on the same house. Every boom creates two types of businesses. You have those who set up properly, they're in for the long haul, and they are there with their customers when things don't go to plan. And then you've got those that see the opportunity.
Well, the hooks didn't sit very well under the tiles.
Rush in.
It won't sat straight on the roof either.
Make a quick buck.
The DC cable wasn't pulled through very well. It was squashed between tiles.
I don't even know why they've done that.
And when there's a problem,
We've noticed a really bad leak.
they're nowhere to be seen.
I found out that the guys that put my original system in have gone into administration.
Just over a year ago, Steve had, I think it was 21 Eco solar panels put on his roof, and it was paired to a Give Energy battery system, and it was all fine at the start. But about 6 months ago, he contacted us to say, I want to rip out my Give Energy system and I want you to put in one of these.
Well, we realised that about a month into it that the maximum output was 3.6 kilowatts. We had a 5 kilowatt inverter with a 9.5 kilowatt battery, but that didn't matter. We could only get 3.6.
Right, I know what you're all thinking. You want to know how much has all of this cost? How much has this customer had to spend putting this job right? We're going to get to that later on in the video. This is way worse than we'd initially thought. When we agreed to take on the job, we went round and we did a visual survey, and we could see some of the problems. There was tiles that were sitting proud, there was cables that were lazily installed, and Steve told us he wanted to replace the panels. More of a nice to have, and I'll explain why later. Now we're on site and we're disassembling this system. This list of problems just keeps getting bigger and bigger, and I'm losing track of what's actually needed. So I think what we'll do, we'll get the whiteboard and we'll list everything that needs to be sorted. Number one, roof hooks. Now, originally on that visual survey, we thought that the issue was that the tiles weren't notched. And as soon as we got to site and we lifted off a panel, we realised not only were the tiles not notched, but the actual brackets that they'd used were the wrong ones. So they're gonna get changed. And because we're changing the roof hooks, we now need to change the rails and the end clamps. They also need replacing. DC cable. This is the power cable that takes the DC energy from the panels and takes it down to the inverter. Now we're on site, we've realised the cables are rubbing under the tiles and actually wearing through. Don't know if you can hear that. We've got joints everywhere in the property, in roof voids. It's just a mess. Containment. Those cables running down the roof are always at risk of getting damaged or compromised.
So what is that?
That is the DC cables.
And the ones on site right now are cable tied to the drain pipe, so we're going to change all of that too. The leaking roof. Now, Steve has a leak in his actual loft space, and you can see that it's water running down the joists and the rafters. Now, we're confident the cause of this is those roof hooks, but we still need to investigate this and make sure once we've got the new hooks on, once we've got the tiles ground out, that it is completely watertight. Broken tiles. Now, this happens on solar installs because you're walking around on a roof, you're lifting tiles to put brackets in, and sometimes you get failures that need replacing, but the original installers haven't replaced any broken tiles. They've just siliconed them back together.
What is going on with this?
Those hooks were making the tiles sit proud, and the panels are sat on the rails, and there's lots of weight. And as it's been windy and the panels have been moving around, they've just been cracking tiles all over the place. And we need to find some replacements and get them installed. New panels. Now, this is a preference, not a fault with the system.
We looked into getting a price to get the scaffolding put up, get all the panels taken off, and get the roof fixed. Coincidentally, at that point, Peterball put out a video about the Longi panels. I decided to go ahead and actually change, while getting the panels taken off, to get them changed.
The customer has something he wants to try and combat with some new panels, and I'll explain what that is later on in the video, but for now, we just need to replace all 21 of them. The Sig Install inverter that we installed about 6 months ago is due for a warranty upgrade. Sig Energy have replaced some components in the actual hardware of the inverter themselves, and it is required to get done, and given that we're on site, we'll deal with this today too. So we've got the list, we know what we need to do, so let's go and fix some faults. Music, go. What was happening with the original hooks then? They were the wrong hook or?
They're just the wrong hook. Some of the hook tiles were sitting up like that. Water ingress from the side. Take the tiles out and notch out this bit here just so it sits a bit lower down. The front bit's not so bad, but it'll use this part here sits on the heel of the hook, so then that's where the problem always lies. Right. 9 times out of 10, if you take that little piece off there, this will sit flush.
Something else we are doing today is changing this inverter. Now, if you saw the recent video where Sig Energy have got a bit of a hardware upgrade program where they're replacing any of the 8, 10 or 12 kilowatt inverters because there's a different connection on the side. Well, this was one of those units. Jez is going to swap it over now, and we'll do a really quick section just to show you what has changed and why we changed them.
Okay, right, so if you look on the existing models, the plug is a lot different than the new one. So that is a Allen key terminal. On this, I mean, there has been a round cable inserted on this, but I mean, 9 times out of 10, we're finding that they've used twin and earth, which is an oval cable going into a circular gland.
Have you seen any that have melted yet?
Yes.
Oh. One other thing off the list, the DC cables that run off the roof, we've made a proper sort of entry into the roof, but not only that, we have now installed the conduit up there, so the cables no longer come off the roof and run down a drain pipe and a cable tied and electrical tape to the side of the house. They're now in containment, properly sorted, and more importantly, are at no risk of burning through. Everything is shaping up nicely here, and we're not far off getting this system recommissioned and restoring Steve's faith in the solar market. We are making progress. New inverter has been installed. You'll have to take our word for it because it looks exactly the same as the other one, but it's all powered up, it's all working. We did also straighten this battery up because, depending on which angle you looked at it from, it was a couple of millimeters out. So Jez took it all apart, straightened it up. Now we think it's leaning that way a little bit. We're giving up. It's straight. We're happy. Customers loves it. Let's go and look at the roof. Now, I'd been chatting to Steve throughout the day, and as I learnt more and more about how terrible his whole experience had been, I couldn't quite understand how Steve has continued to be so positive throughout this whole process, and we'll find out later on in the video just how much this whole thing has cost him. Even after he shared that detail with me, his positivity still didn't wane, and maybe it was the security of knowing that it was all going to finally get sorted and we would be there to support him moving forward. Or maybe he's just one of those super positive, glass half full kind of guys. Either way, we still had one big promise to come good on: those longy panels. Right, front roof panels are on. So what has changed here? Well, the first thing is they're not wonky, they're not offset to one side of the roof. They're square to the top, square to the bottom, and they are bang in the middle. But more importantly, they're weather tight. The guys have took all the system off, they've reinstalled it, they've done the hooks, they've ground out the back of the material where it was needed to keep them flush. We've got a brand new mounting system and some brand new longy 485, so 25 watt peak per panel more, and looks great. Left to do, bird proofing. This was the stuff that was on the job, not a fan. Here at Heatable, we use the stainless steel spike system. It's not been delivered today. It's going to get installed tomorrow. The tile either side of the hook isn't raised up. It's not touching the hook. There's no risk it's going to crack. And more importantly, because it's not lifting up, it's not going to let any water in and do any more damage to this house. Right, we're making some progress. We've got the new roof hooks on. They're in, the tiles have been ground out and they're sitting nice and flat. We have replaced all of the rails. We've got brand new clamps to go on. The DC cable, that's been replaced, so the power cables from the roof, from all the arrays back to the inverter, no longer have joints. They're not just rubbing against tiles when they make entrance into the roof. All of the cables are now in containment. They're no longer cable tied to a drain pipe, so that bit's sorted. And a byproduct of fixing all of the hooks and making sure that the tiles sit flush is that the leaking roof, we're confident, is no longer a thing. Just check one thing for me, are you subscribed to the Heatable YouTube channel? It's free to do, massively helps us out, and you won't miss future content. Things left to do. Well, the warranty replacement of the SIG inverter is now sorted. That will be re-registered back at the office. But the new panels are on, and there's maybe an issue here. There is an issue with these broken tiles though, which is there's way more than we originally thought, and we can't actually get replacements from anywhere. We have found a place, I think it's in Peterborough, miles away, who has some, but they're the wrong colour. So we've got a plan. What we're gonna do is order those tiles in, we're gonna come back to site, lift all the panels off where the broken tiles are, and then we're gonna put the new tiles, which are the wrong colour, under the array and move the good ones from under the array out to replace the broken ones. So visually from the outside, you won't be able to tell. I'm confident we will get that sorted, but these panels, yeah. Steve had previously seen one of our videos where we were discussing with Longy how their Hymo X10 range performed better on hotter days. And Steve had always been monitoring his system closely, and what he was seeing were big dips on hot days from those original panels.
Mine was struggling with the heat, the amount I was losing in generation.
And this was a crucial point for us too. We wanted this to be perfect for Steve. He'd had such a terrible time, and yes, we'd fixed all of the issues, but we'd also promised him we'd solved the heat issue, and we left feeling confident until we got this email. Yeah, we'll get back to that when we catch up with Steve at the end of the video. When we got back, Sophie had called me and said, oh, Steve's not that happy with the shading performance on the panel, and I was like, oh no. But for now, how much has all of this cost him? Now, quick one here, Steve has been kind enough not only to give us this detail, but also share his experience on camera. Pretty brave given the fact that he's essentially been ripped off, but hopefully this will help other people in their solar journey. Now, his original install, that came in at just over £13,500, 21 panels, and that Give Energy system, very competitive. I mean, we wouldn't have done that job for that price, but someone did. We've seen what's happened here. Anyway, when we came back to install the SIG Energy system, he did sell the old Give Energy kit for £4,500. We then installed the SIG Energy system. Now, we not only replaced this system, but we massively increased the specification and the capacity. So he's now at 54 kilowatt hours. He's maxed out what you can have. He's got a 10 kilowatt inverter, and that cost just under £16,000. 6 months later, we get this rain, the roof starts leaking, he notices the problems with the brackets, and we're back here today. Now, we have done him a little bit of a discount for letting us come and make this content, but still, he has spent £8,000 on scaffolding, labour, and those replacement panels. The total expense for everything came in about £37,000, but he was able to recover some cash because he sold the Give Energy kit and he got like £4,500 back for it, so that brought him in at like 32.5k. Crazy, but we're in a good place now, and the project team here at Heatable have just notified me that everything is now being re-registered. So his MCS certificate, his 5-year insurance-backed workmanship warranty, building control, the panel warranty, that replacement inverter from SIG, all registered, all good to go. So, is Steve happy?
You have got no, you wait till you hear my numbers. So before I had the Longy, when it was hot, it was about 6 kilowatts it would peak at. That was it. When we had that sudden cooling temperature,
Yeah.
the peak, and it was only for a little while, but I liked it, 9.1.
Wow.
It's doing about 7.7 when it's cooler. Like today it's hot, it's quite hot, panels are getting hot. So I'm hitting 6.7, 6.8.
Okay.
So I'm hitting about half a kilowatt more. When you add it up over a day, it gives you an extra like 2, 3, 4 kilowatts.
Wow.
So They do perform better. The panels are definitely an improvement. I'd say at least 15%,
Wow.
at least, which is worth that extra investment.
This is one of those installs that you just don't want to see when you work in this industry. A customer that's had a massive expense to put problems right that really were no fault of his own. He did his research and he got burnt. Now I can see why he was attracted to that original quote. It's competitive and they could do it quickly, but it does sort of highlight one of the issues in the industry, which is that a lot of these companies are operating on razor-thin margins, which is great at the front end. You get a nice cheap install, but if you have a problem, 2 or 3 customers come back to that installer, they're probably going to disappear. And like Steve's, they've gone into administration. And it does bring to light one of the questions that we get posed at Heatable all the time. Lots of customers, or you guys watching these videos, leave comments to say, Heatable use contractors, and it's totally true. We do. Our whole business model is around working with local professionals to get your installation to a high standard. Now we see this as a massive benefit for consumers, and it's the reason the business is built in this way. It's a layer of protection. If Steve had this problem with a Heatable installer, then he would have contacted us and we would have sent a different installer to come and rectify the problems for him. This is a very transparent part of our business. We use professional contractors to get your job installed and we manage the entire process. Now it's up to you to decide whether that is a plus for you as a customer or you would rather use those businesses directly. Now we should point out there are thousands of brilliant solar installers out there. You don't have to use Heatable because this market is full of cowboys. It is absolutely not. But you need to do your research and you need to look into these companies. How long have they been trading? What is their experience with the product? And if something goes wrong, how are they going to rectify it?
Don't worry about the return on investment. To me, it's about longevity of my equipment. And have I got a company behind me who's going to be there if something goes wrong down the line?
Yeah.
I'd rather have someone like that, like pay a little bit extra and not worry about, oh, when am I going to get my my money back?
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
care.
He's such a nice guy.
The nicest dude.
He's ace. Really happy that we were initially worried about these panels because, like I said, he'd called up and said he wasn't overly happy with the shading. Turns out the system was not running at 100% efficiency. But the real win for Steve here is we've got him reset. He has Control-Alt-deleted his old job. It's disappeared. He's got a brand new system. His warranty now is with us, so if he has any issues, we can sort it out. We even got his roof fixed, which we're over the moon about because when we lifted those panels, the state of those tiles was, to be honest, it was a joke. So the fact that they're all replaced and it's all watertight is brilliant, and he shouldn't have to go up there for the next 25 years. Although I do get the feeling that when he sees a new panel, he's going to want to spend some money, but we're going to have to discipline him and tell him he's got a really good system. He doesn't need to touch it. Now, if you want to see a review of those Longi panels about how we tested them in the studio and how we've tested them outside in the field, then there is a video on screen now. And just check, are you subscribed to the Heatable YouTube channel? Because if you're not, you'll miss this video, you'll miss the next video. And give it a like, see you on the next one. Bye-bye.